Hello, my name is Douglas Gidlöv and I'm the office manager at PR Relations. Today I will talk about packaging your product in Salesforce. See this as a packaging crash course, if you will. This is a sort of introductory mashup of what a package is, what you can do with it, the process of developing your product, and finally packaging your product. So, what you will learn during this video. You will learn what is a package, what's the difference between managed and unmanaged packages. You will learn the process of shipping a package, and then we will finish with some tips when starting out. What you won't learn during this video, you won't learn a technical, in-depth, step-by-step process on how to develop and publish your product. This presentation won't go through a detailed process of packaging and publishing. This is a pretty long and detailed process and requires a lot of steps. And this sort of presentation is not the best format for it. If you would like to know more about the technical side of packaging, then I can recommend this trail, App Exchange App Development. It gives a good introduction to the packaging process and the technical side of things. So, without further ado, let's continue. So, what is a package? It's anything you'd like it to be. No, but seriously, what is it? A package is a collection of data, usually made for developing App Exchange applications. Not too dissimilar to a change set, if you worked with those before. If you do not know what a change set is, it's when you take a heap of data from a sandbox environment within the same organization and move it to a production environment, all within the same organization. And the package is pretty similar to this, but instead of moving it from a sandbox to a production environment, you move it from one organization to another organization. So you take a heap of data from your organization and you move it to another organization. So this can be if you're developing an app in-house and sell it to a customer. You can use a package to transfer that data. So, in summary, a package is a collection of data that you can move across Salesforce organizations. So, now you know what a package is. Now let's see what's the difference between the different kinds of packages. There is a managed type of package and there's an unmanaged package. What is the difference? Unmanaged packages, they're a sort of open source application. Once you deploy this package, once you publish it, once you send it to the customers, you can no longer edit and patch it. It will stay that same version forever. Your customers, however, will be able to customize it freely. So this is because if you're making an unmanaged package, then you probably want it to be customizable. You probably maybe have a consultant on board to help maintain the package and stuff like that. These kind of products, an unmanaged package, they cannot be published on App Exchange because they cannot go through the security review that you need to go through to be able to be published on the App Exchange site. More on this later. An unmanaged package is usually used when moving a package from an internal organization to another internal organization. So this can be used for internal app development. This can also be, as I mentioned earlier, publishing an app that is aimed to be highly customizable or tailor-made for a specific customer. So all in all, that's an unmanaged package. A managed package is a more sustainable application. It's usually used for partner apps. It's once you deploy this package, you can still patch it and you can still maintain it from your own environment. Your customers cannot. So your customers will have a limited customization to this app, and it's because you will be able to maintain it. If they can meddle within the source files, then your new patch might not work and stuff like that. So it's to keep it working so your customers cannot edit it. These can be published on App Exchange because they can go through the security review. This is typically used when creating bigger apps that need maintenance. That's like this huge app that is not one boom and it's done. It needs constant maintenance to be able to work. And a one-size-fits-all app. If you're making a product that's has an independent, the solution should work independently of the Salesforce organization. So that's a managed package. So in summary, an unmanaged package, it's open source, it's not patchable, it's editable by customers, it cannot be uploaded to the App Exchange, and is usually developed for internal development or tailor-made apps or products. A managed package, it's patchable, it's not editable by customers, it can be uploaded to the App Exchange, and it's usually used for bigger and more widespread apps. So now you know what a package is, the difference between a managed and an unmanaged package. Now let's go through the process of shipping a package. The process varies a bit depending on what kind of package you use, but no matter the package, you start out with creating one or several development organizations. How many development organizations you want is completely dependent on the scope of your team and the aim of your product, and it's completely up to you. Maybe if you have a product that is a collection of apps, you might want them to work independently of each other. So you might want to develop them in their own environment. So, and after that, once you've developed it and develop a solution or product and it's ready for testing, you move it to a beta organization. This is where you collect all your products in the different solution and test it in the beta org to make sure they all work together. Now, if you only have one developer organization, you might not need the beta organization because it's usually used for having different products made in different environments work together. So if your entire app is contained within one org, you probably won't need the beta org. However, once you have tested it, beta or no beta, it moves on to a test organization. Now, the difference between a beta organization and a test organization is that the test organizations is aimed toward your targeted customers. Now, if you have different target customers, then you will have different test orgs. These can differ between the Salesforce edition that they use. It can differ by the type of business and company size. It can be anything. But if you have different target customers, you will need different test organizations. So, and once those tests pass, you will move all the versions of your product to a gold organization. You can only have one gold organization per product, but you will store all your versions of your product within that organization, and they will, so to speak, go gold. From this gold organization, this is where you will publish your apps. This is where you will patch your apps. This is the truth, the base of truth of your app. So this is where if you wonder which version of the app your customers use, it will always be the gold version. Now, this is where the similarities between the managed and the unmanaged packages ends. If you have created an unmanaged packages, it's pretty much ready now to be sent out to your customers. You do one final test to make sure it works, and then you can just send it out to the customers. Note that this, since you can't publish it on the App Exchange, you might need to publish it. You need to contact the customer directly, send them an email link or something else. But you can't publish it on the official channel, so you have to contact the customer directly. If you have created a managed package, however, you have a few more steps to go. If you create a managed package, then you must run it through a final test organization to make sure for quality assurance. And after that, it gets sent to security review, where it makes sure that it's a secure app that doesn't phish any data or like it still respects the personal information and stuff like that. And if it passes the security review, then it's ready to be published on the App Exchange, where it's publicly available to your customers. So, to summarize, When starting your development, you set up one or more developer organizations to start the development of your product. It later gets sent to the beta organization for comprehensive testing, if you have several development organizations. You pass it through a test organization to make sure it works for your targeted customers. After that, you send it to the gold environment where you install all the versions of your product. You do a final test before rollout. It's ready to be published if you have an unmanaged package. If you have a managed package, you send it to security review, and then you can publish it on the App Exchange. So that's the process of shipping a package. Now, finally, some tips when starting out. If you haven't built a package before or built a product, I will give you this one tip that will definitely, it might not help because you already know it maybe, but if you don't, this will definitely help. Only package custom data. Do not edit and package standard data that's included with the organization. Because if it's included with your organization, that means it's included with other organizations. And that will lead to a conflict when installing your product. And that means that you have to repackage the entire product. You have to duplicate the standard data. You have to rename it and replace it in the package. And you have to reroute all the references if you've made flows or process builders or Apex classes. So just, this might sound obvious to some of you, but if it doesn't, then you know. Only edit custom data. Don't package standard data. And yeah, that's the video. Thank you for your time, and I hope you have a lovely day.